Question. I work with a Sun Life advisor who uses their planning software. Our advisor is a CFP with years of experience. Some of the things you've raised in your videos has me questioning the quality of my plan. What are the key things I should be looking for in my plan and or asking my advisor to gauge whether I have a good plan?
So I'm going to start with the advisor or the planner. Are they are they just prescribing solutions to you? Are they just saying, okay, I got your numbers, here's what you should do? Or are they asking you questions? Are they engaging? Are they understanding your goals? And then once they do up the plan or in the process of doing the plan, are they looking at or coming to you and saying, well, I looked at it this way and it does work, but this happens. So then I looked at it that way and it does work, but this other thing happens. Like there's always going to be pros and cons. So I would say the more of a conversation they're having with you, not just sitting there with the report or the plan in front of them and just like talking through it like they're reading a book, but a conversation around, I looked at things this way, I looked at things that way. Here's the pros and cons of doing it this way. Here's the pros and cons of doing it that way. You can't, no planner, in my opinion, can sit down there and talk about the 1,000 different ways you could do it differently, but at least they can talk in broad strokes of what they've done differently and not done differently and the results of that. So they're helping you make a decision. Again, I go back to Financial Planning Canada, helping Canadians make informed decisions. Our job, our number one job is not to tell you what to do. Sure, we make recommendations and things like that. So there's a portion of telling you what to do. Our number one job is to help you make informed decisions. Here's option A, here's option B, here's the pros and cons. What do you think is best for you? Or as your planner, I think this might be best for you, but you tell me. The final thing I'll touch on in that area too is do you find that they're bringing their own biases in? This is a big word that I talk a lot about, especially with the Financial Planning Association of Canada, in that there's this idea, I think, that fee-for-service planners don't have any bias because they don't sell product, and therefore that must mean that people that do sell product do have bias. And my answer is no. Like there can be good planners on both sides of that fence and not so good planners on the other side. So if you feel that they're coming to you and saying things like, well, you shouldn't be taking money out of your RSP and RIF because that's silly. Wait until you're 71, 72. Okay, great. Show me the scenario you ran on that. Show me why that makes sense. Don't just tell me. Show me why. Because if they're bringing in their own bias or lack of ability to look into those numbers and explain it to you, that also would be, I would say, a bit of a sign. So there's probably more. Adam, maybe you can think of some more, but those would be the key ones that I'd be thinking of.
Yeah, I think you said it well there. I think if you want like a bit of a checklist, I mean, this is not a comprehensive checklist, but have you run CPP at different times? Have you run old age security at different times? Have you looked at drawing different accounts on? Like if you have a RSP and a non-reg, like have you looked at doing one versus the other? If you're a corporation, should you draw the corporation first or your RSP? Like look at both sides of the coin or a combination of the two. If it's just here's your plan, now if they say here's your plan and I've run all these and these are what they look like, maybe not going through each one individually, but knowing that all these scenarios are run, that's a big thing. Like most of the larger financial institutions nowadays, they kind of slot you in a bucket. So it's like, this client fits in one of 5 different molds. So they're in mold 3. So then mold 3, that's how the plan is built out. It's a lot of AI and stuff in the background. And so it's not super personalized. So again, have your planner look at different options. Like Brett said, like CPP at different time, OAS, drawdown RIF, different, depending on the types of accounts you have. But yeah, if they're recommending start your CPP and delay your investment accounts that you have with us that we get paid on, that might be a conflict. Doesn't sound like that's the issue here with this advisor, but again, these are the other questions you should be asking to at least get a good gauge on, is my plan on track? So
yeah. Last quick point on this is my advisor is a CFP with years of experience, and I don't know your planner, so I don't know good, bad, or indifferent. Years of experience doesn't necessarily drive the bus. It's what they've done with those years of experience. We have 2 great planners on our team who are younger, but went to school for this stuff, where most CFPs, including myself, can't say that.
Yeah.
because there's
And
been more of a push now that you've got to go to school for something related to this. And I would put up a lot of their knowledge and experience against a lot of planners who might have been around twice as long of them as them, because of the knowledge that they gleaned and came across, as opposed to another planner who got their CFP and then didn't continue, other than the CE credits, didn't continue
yeah,
to do it. I'm
sold
not
mutual
suggesting
funds
that's
at the
your
bank or
planner.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
could be.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, the two younger planners, I mean, they've been in it 5 years now, but they've done retirement planning for 5 years. Like, they probably have more retirement knowledge than 85% of CFPs out there. And I'm just throwing out a number, but and I think that's a difference too. A lot of people, we did a plan just recently for a CFP, someone in our industry that was in the business for 35 years. And he worked with probably some of you listening and watching to this. And, when it was time for him to retire, he came to us and said, look, like, I've done this, but I've dealt with the accumulation. Like, I don't specialize in this decumulation and drawdown. And a lot of advisors don't. They're able to kind of pick it together a little bit, but I would say retirement, the decumulation, drawdown of accounts is a very different planning expertise and knowledge than the accumulation. So that's maybe what you could be running into here, Carolyn. Just speculating, but something to talk to your advisor about too. So
yeah.